I worship him as my ideal. A. Abuse. B. Deify. C. Despise. D. Neglect. When asked whether he was an atheist, he simply quibbled. A. Affirmed. B. Denied. C. Frowned. D. Wavered. I think you should undertake this job. It would really be a profitable venture for you. A. Leave. B. Conceal. C. Refrain. D. Retrieve. I opened the door and saw a deceased man. A. Old. B. Weak. C. Sick. D. Invisible. There is a deep lake between these two villages. A. Good-looking. B. Handsome. C. Charming. D. Shallow. Tourists, when large numbers of middle-class people, to join the more wealthy aristocratic travelers. A. Have originated had begun. B. Had originated began. C. Could have originated have begun. D. Originated began. The wounded hunter, on the ground for almost an hour when, coincidentally, by another hunter, who must have keen eyes. A. Has been lying is spotting. B. Has lain will be spotted. C. Will have lain had been spotted. D. Had been lying was spotted. As the tree was too high to climb, the mischievous boys, their ball down only by throwing sticks at it. A. Would have knocked. B. Were able to knock. C. Will have to knock. D. May have knocked. Certain serious diseases can be successfully treated, detected in an initial stage. A. Unless. B. If. C. Even when. D. Before. E. After. You have made minimal progress. It is by no means the kind of progress that you need to make. A. What? B. Despite. C. In addition to. D. On behalf of. E. While. Soils are the result of interacting processes, bring different materials together. A. A few by which. B. Such as. C. Some that. D. Most of which. E. A good deal of in which. I'm ready to do, I can do to help you, your hardship. A. Anything overcome. B. Whatever overcoming. C. What to be overcoming. D. That to have overcome. E. Nothing having overcome. Despite my insistence, Adam didn't tell me, he didn't like me and my family. A. Why? B. Even if. C. Whose. D. The reason. E. About whom. She keeps saying that she has got patience with kids, but forgets that she didn't have before she gave birth to her own kids. A. Enough as much. B. Too many any. C. Such none. D. So some. If I, the choice of making either an oral or a written report, I, the second alternative. A. Gave could pick. B. Had been given might pick. C. Would have given had picked. D. Have been giving will pick. E. Were given would pick. A combination of imagination and determination, Peter, entirely new lines of research concerned with the way animals survive extreme environmental conditions. A. Allow developing. B. Have allowed being developed. C. Were allowed to have developed. D. Allowed to develop. The scientist who, Dolly the sheep, the world's first cloned mammal, a license on Tuesday to clone human embryos for medical research. A. Has created has been granted. B. Had created granted. C. Created was granted. D. Will be creating has granted. My mother is making a steady recovery from the flu and the hospital by next week. A. Could have left. B. Is leaving. C. Has left. D. Will have left. A celebrity arrives in Istanbul. The first question reporters ask them is, they like Istanbul? A. During weather. B. Every time how. C. Whenever what. D. Until if. E. When wherever. The results of last weekend's poll have to be announced and officials say it could be week before they are. A. So far every. B. Still each. C. Already every other. D. Yet another. The neutral mutation rate is known, widely along human chromosomes, to mutational hot and cold regions. A. To be varying to lead. B. Varying led. C. To have varied being led. D. To vary leading. You would not expect anyone intelligent to make stupid mistake, but he did so. A. So that. B. To such. C. As. D. More than. E. Too much those. I don't suppose you are telling us the true version of the story? A. Do I? B. Are you? C. Can you? D. Will you? E. Aren't you? Some people argue that certain Oriental relaxation techniques, yoga and meditation, are extremely effective in the treatment of high blood pressure. A. So. B. Just as. C. Such as. D. Both. He wouldn't wait at the door for ages. I put the key under the mat for my new flatmate, who had left home in a hurry yesterday. A. In order that. B. Hence. C. In view of. D. In case. There are 20 species of wild roses in North America, have prickly stems, pinnate leaves, and large flowers that usually smell sweet. A. None of whose. B. Much of which. C. Some of whom. D. All of which. Frost occurs in valleys and on low grounds, on adjacent hills. A. More frequently. B. As frequent as. C. Too frequent. D. Frequently enough. E. So frequent that. If it receives enough rain at the proper time, hay will grow quickly, grass. A. Like. B. Such as. C. As. D. Similar. E. Alike. Although it can be derived, oil, coal, and tar, kerosene is usually produced, refining it from petroleum. A. From by. B. In from. C. At on. D. Near along. E. Within beneath. Although no country has folk music that of any other, it is significant that similar songs exist among widely separated people. A. More like. B. The same as. C. So as. D. Less much. Your father should not put so much pressure on you. He must not choose your friends. A. Too. B. As well. C. Neither. D. Either. E. Though. I don't suppose the election results will reflect the true reaction of the public to the government in power? A. Do I? B. Will it? C. Won't they? D. Don't I? E. Will they? Many countries, the world are gearing up to help the people affected, the tsunami. A. Across on. B. Below with. C. Off from. D. Around by. E. On upon. Physical geographers study soil because of its fundamental position, the ecosystem and its impact, human activities. A. Above upon. B. In on. C. From at. D. Over inside. There were some beach huts here only a few days ago, but they were, by the flood. A. Carried out. B. Pointed out. C. Poured down. D. Swept away. E. Taken up. Climate shifts could disrupt farming and thousands of species of animals and plants. A. Make up. B. Wear off. C. Wipe out. D. Eat away. E. Put across. The Lakota Nation of Native Americans still disputes the USA's ownership of the Black Hills, referring to it as an occupied A. Territory. B. Line. C. Situation. D. Vacancy. On the Aleutian Islands, the land rises abruptly from level coasts to mountains. A. Lengthy. B. Plain. C. Steep. D. Keen. E. Flexible. We had to, from the war when the attack of the enemy intensified. A. Refrain. B. Retain. C. Remain. D. Belong. E. Persist. The senator denied allegations of anything improper that had taken place. A. Highly. B. Admittedly. C. Considerably. D. Accurately. E. Strongly. Cat allergen is one of the main causes of childhood allergies, asthma, and respiratory diseases as bronchitis. A. The like. B. Some. C. Such other. D. Also. E. The other. Children have difficulty, numbers, 2 until the age of 3 or 4. A. In grasping as many as. B. To grasp as big as. C. Grasping greater than. D. Having grasped fewer. E. Of grasping less than. The safest approach, your entire corporation against security threats from roaming users is a quarantine-oriented technology. A. Protecting including. B. To protect to include. C. For protecting having included. D. Of protecting included. Sergio.to England in 2004, and he there ever since. A. Was moving lived. B. Has moved is living. C. Had moved lives. D. Would move was living. E. Moved has been living. Though it was supposed to be a 3-star hotel, there was not a TV in the room. A. As. B. Even. C. For. D. Still. E. So. American poet Robert Frost, writing free verse is like playing tennis without a net. A. Compared to. B. Nevertheless. C. As though. D. According to. E. In addition to. There are certain books that every person by the time he or she has graduated from university. A. Ought to have read. B. Should be reading. C. Would read. D. Must be reading. E. May read. If Holly, James Joyce's Finnegan's Wake, she.to become a writer. A. Didn't read won't want. B. Won't read hasn't wanted. C. Hadn't read wouldn't have wanted. D. Wouldn't read didn't want. E. Doesn't read hadn't wanted. The people with I shared a house. I was at university were all vegetarians. A. Whom when. B. What where. C. That which. D. Which whom. E. Where what? Most serious students work hard themselves. To a good university. A. To get admitted. B. Having got to admit. C. Getting being admitted. D. To have got admitting. E. Got being admitted. The best American universities are expensive. It is difficult for anyone but the rich to study there without a scholarship. A. As. B. So that. C. Such and so. D. The most of. There's food in the house, so we'll have to go out and buy. A. Some any. B. A none. C. No some. D. Any them. E. None it.